Hi, my name is Sarah Hoddes, and this is my bottle rocket experiment. First I gathered my materials. I used a Smart Water water bottle, and then I got my baking soda, my 2 funnels, tape, and some distilled white vinegar. I got all those materials at Walmart. First I added my cornstarch, which I took 2 to 3 tablespoons of cornstarch and rolled it up into a paper towel and twisted the ends like the video showed me. I then took 2 wooden pencils and 1 pen and taped them around my Smart Water to create a stand, so when I flip the bottle over in the experiment it would have a way to sit still and it wouldn't have to just balance on the lid. I then used a funnel and I added about 2 to 3 cups of vinegar in the bottle. It was probably closer to 2. It filled up about half the bottle. This is my first experiment.
A little less vinegar or baking soda? Perfect.
Oh,
Not
shoot!
perfect.
Oh no! What the frick? No! I didn't put it on tight.
As you can see, this was my first experiment and it did not work. I think this didn't work because during the first time I didn't have a cork in my room, so I just used the lid of it, and I didn't want to screw it on too tight because I didn't know if the bottle would then explode, so I only screwed it on a little bit and it ended up leaking out most of the vinegar and the baking soda. But I do think that the reaction still occurred because you can hear the fizzing of it. I just didn't lock in the bottle enough to let it pressurize up in there. So this one was a fail, but I decided to redo it. I took my same bottle because it was intact, thankfully, and filled it back up with about the same amount of vinegar, and I did the same amount of, maybe a little bit less of cornstarch to redo the assignment. This is my second experiment. So this one was also a fail. I was not ready for it to react that quick. I did find a cork from someone on my haul, so I was able to put it in, but before I could put the cork in and flip it over, it popped. So I did not get the cork on there secure enough, so I think that also played into it. What happened, the reaction, was when the paper towel of baking soda, which is the sodium bicarbonate, is added to the vinegar, which is the acetic acid, and mixed, the reaction produces a water and carbon dioxide gas, and since the bottle is capped, then the carbon dioxide was building up until the pressure of all it contained gas caused the bottle to pop open, and the pressurized CO2 then escapes the bottle and thrusts the bottle into the air. That's what would have happened if my experiments did work. I will explain what I personally think what went wrong was that my measurements were okay. The first time my lid just was not screwed on tight enough to create the pressure, and then the cork also, I think I needed to do it a lot faster because it probably would have worked if I maybe shoved the cork in a little bit farther and then let it build up while I turned it over instead of it just popping off right then. I also do wonder if maybe if I would have used some less vinegar, it would have allowed more space in the bottle for the CO2 to build up and let it shoot into the air. But I think that if I would have had less vinegar, then that would have helped causing it to shoot up. both of my experiments were a failure, but I think understanding where I went wrong and how I could maybe fix it to launch it into the air. But I do think this was a cool experiment to do, to see the two react together, because I've always seen baking soda and vinegar react together in a kitchen sink, but I did not know that if you put it into a small canister or bottle and like build up the pressure that it would actually pop it. So that was really cool to see. That's it. Thank you.